Hey everybody, it is Mike. Just wanted to kind of do an impromptu, very short video here to talk about some mobility and flexibility and warm-up exercises that I'll tend to do before all of my workouts. Most of you, when you come into our Hoops boot camp to do a workout, don't come in soon enough before a class to do really anything other than what we do for our warm-up. Now, while we do go through a warm-up sequence, it's really not long enough to address some of the issues that most people have, usually with their back, knees, shoulders, and neck. So it's a good idea if you can get into the habit of doing this, where you come in 10 minutes or so before class, or at some point during the day, incorporate some of these movements, either all at once or just little by little throughout the day. And so these are the things that I will do, generally speaking, before any workout that I do, whether it's in here at Hoops Boot Camp or in my garage at home or at a gym. So I'll start things off with working on some neck mobility and flexibility. So I'll take my hands behind me, lock them, pull my shoulders back, and I'll basically start going side to side, nice and easy. I'll focus on whichever side tends to be tighter than the other, and it's usually the case that one side is tighter than the other. So I'll do that for a little while, 30 seconds or so. Then I'll transition to going down and back up, still keeping my hands together, my shoulders pulled back, down, and then back up. And after I've done that for a little bit, shake out the arms, put the arms by my side, and then I'll push the head forward and pull the head back. Push the head forward, pull the head back. From the side, it'll look something like this, and then back. This, and then back. Do that for as long or as little as you need to, but everybody, generally speaking, needs to do that pretty much every day. You'll notice if you do that, spend some time with it, your neck's gonna feel a whole lot better. After that, I'll start working on some shoulder mobility. When I'm here at boot camp, I've got this PVC pipe available, and some of you might have one of these laying around. If you don't, it's okay, you don't need it. Find a broomstick. Pretty much all of you, I think, have a broomstick, and you can use that. So the first thing I'll start doing with the PVC or the broomstick is start working on some shoulder mobility. I'll do some around the worlds, or halos, this is called. So go a few rounds one direction and then move around to the opposite direction. And we're just trying to work on the mobility of our shoulder. Our shoulder joints have the most action available of any joint in our body. But for most of us, there are some issues impeding the ability to do some movements like this. And I've got some of that too, so I've got to work on this all the time. If you don't ever work on it, it's not going to improve. So do that for a little while. Then I'll start doing a version where I'll pull the pole, the broomstick, whatever, behind me, and then reach forward. Kind of a modified cat-cow move, back, and then forward. Again, you might be limited by whatever mobility you do have or don't have. So you do you and work towards getting some healthier range of motion and some healthier shoulders. Next up, I'll do something that's a little bit different, where I'll take this and I'll work on the rotator cuff. So basically what's gonna happen is, I'll just show it to you, then I'll walk you through it. It's gonna basically be tilting the stick over your arm and then pulling with the other hand and getting a nice stretch of the rotator cuff. Again, only go so far as it feels relatively comfortable. You want to feel some pressure, but you don't want to feel pain. Where I'm at here on this one, this is my shoulder that's worse off than the other one. I can feel this over on this side. After a few repetitions of that, hold that for 15, 20, 30 seconds, whatever feels good. And you can always adjust the pressure with this hand that's actually holding on to the broomstick from below. See, this side's a little bit less immobile, so I have some more flexibility and less pain. So I'll focus back on the side that's bothering me a little bit more than the other and keep working on that. So you do that for as long as you need to. Something you should do every single day. Those are the basic things I do. Other things that I'll incorporate, I'll put the stick, PVC pipe, whatever, onto my back, on my upper shoulders, actually, and then do some good mornings, which are basically a hip hinging movement where you come down. You can go down to about 90 degrees, but make sure you got a nice flat straight back. And remember what I talked about in one of my videos here, you can use this to work on that nice straight line from the top of your head to the bottom of your spine to see that you're not arching any part of your back. So I'll do some good mornings with that, and then something else I'll do with or without. I'll show you without. Something called a windmill. There's a kettlebell exercise called a windmill, and basically what it does, you can't see my feet, but you turn your feet to about a 45-degree angle to one way, and then basically you're going to do a little T-spine, thoracic spine rotation, and then try and come down with the hand that's moving down as far as you can. If you can get down to the floor, great. If not, that's okay. And then come back and square up, and then do that move again. One arm up, one arm down. Have the arm that's going down towards the ground just touch your leg and then go down to the ground, and then come back up. And then switch sides, do the same thing. One arm down, one arm up, look up to the sky, other arm, other hand is reaching down towards the ground. If you can get down to the ground, great. I'm barely there on this side and I can really feel the stretch. Then square up and then come back and do it again. So those sorts of things are the things that I'll do before all of my workouts. Try and incorporate some, most, all of those before a workout, or at some point during your day. You'll start to feel a whole lot better in some of those areas that tend to be tight, hurt, and giving you issues as you go through. That's all I got for right now. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.